Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am so happy that you are here with me today. This is an extra special video. It is a collaboration with Quintessential Home here on YouTube, and I will leave her link to her Etsy and website if you all are interested. I will also link the video to the pictures that she let me borrow for this journal set. This is extra special to me. And I will also link another Etsy shop, and she let me borrow a picture of antique shoes, beautiful shoes. And her name is Roz, so I am going to link that Etsy shop. It is beautiful, inspiring, everything in this video. Just wait till you see. This is an extra special journal set. It is called The Bride Antique Journal Set. And just as the bride hath made herself ready in the book of Revelation, the bride, and her name is Anna as well, and the bride, Anna, in this journal set is getting ready for the wedding. So she went to France and Italy and put together this journal to prepare for the wedding. So this is extra special to me, and just come along with me today. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a cold drink or some coffee or tea, and let's dig into this special journal set that I have available in my Etsy shop if you are interested. Let's get going, okay? So, it is called The Bride. Okay, so now you all have seen this purse that I made in my previous video when I was showing you the project that I was working on. And I hope that you all are just having a gorgeous day today. It is so beautiful. Okay, so here it is. Here's the antique style drawstring purse that is in this journal set, and I made it with this antique lace here, and I left this hanging down because it's so beautiful. It's just gorgeous the way it hangs down. And I put a brooch here so it is removable with this antique pearl chain here. It is just gorgeous. I love the champagne color pearls, and I made this with my mom's vintage cashmere. It's in French blue, and it's just so pretty to me. So I did hand sew and machine sew everything in this, and this here is vintage lace. And I did not tea dye this. This is the natural vintage color. And then on the bottom, I put a bulb pin. So this is Anna's purse that she made on her travels with her husband, well, fiance at the time, to put together their wedding. So here I made this charm, and it just dangles off with some of my vintage dainty lace with this gorgeous tassel here, and I left this long. I will try and insert a picture here so you could see it, how long it and big this really is. So I hope that you like it. And then I tied the ribbon here. So I did something a little special and different here. So I took this antique lace here, and I tied it in a bow and then did a knot here. So this is the closure. So just slide it up the ribbon when you want to open it, and then slide it down when you want to close it. It holds it in place, and I really love that. So there it is there, and this is quite big. Let's measure this real quick. So let's just go from, and this is closed, 9.5 inches wide with it closed. So it's quite big. And then, of course, it doesn't open up all the way. You could see the stitching up here at the top. And I hand sewn in this gorgeous vintage applique here. around where I hand sewed it. And then inside are a bunch of treasures. Look at this. And then you get to feel the beautiful blue cashmere fabric. Okay, so let's take everything out of here. And I made something different, quite different right here. And some vintage spools of goodies there. So there's the inside. It's so soft and pretty. And you can use this. You certainly can. And just spot clean it if you need to. And then just gently close it and pull down your little closure. Isn't that cool? So I thought that was really pretty. Okay, so let's look at all these treasures in here. So I added this cotton ribbon because of the French blue color matches with the purse. So there's quite a bit on there. And then on this one here are some more vintage trims. So pretty. And then here I gave you quite a bit of the cashmere. Now cashmere, it is so super soft with a button there. So super soft, but it will unravel as you pull. So just be careful unless you want to fold it over and use fabric tack or machine or hand sew it. Just be careful, but it's so pretty. It is such a gorgeous color. I love it. I love the French blue. And then in here is something special here. So it's tied with vintage chiffon. And then here's a little wedding bouquet here. And I wrapped it with lace, and then I tied it with more of this vintage lace with a pearl dangle and this vintage applique here. The color is champagne. It is just gorgeous. So that just lays on top of her jewelry pouch that she made, that Anna made for her travels. So this is the jewelry she brought. And then this applique is the same one that I have sewn inside the purse. It's a vintage applique, isn't it pretty? And that just lays below the bouquet. So in the little jewelry pouch, this is antique lace and the vintage chiffon. So you unroll it like this. And inside her soft jewelry pouch, I did machine sew pockets on the edges. And at the top is open, and inside is her necklace. So let's take a look at that. She wore these on her travels, preparing for her wedding, getting all the supplies together to choose what she was going to use for her wedding. And on the last signature, you will find the wedding dress that she chose and the place where she went. So here is the necklace that she wore on her travels. Isn't that just so pretty? And I made a charm on the bottom of the clasp there. I just put a pearl charm hanging off the necklace, and you can wear this. So I will put that back in the pouch here in just a minute. And then on this other pouch here, it's just a super soft jewelry case for your travels, right? And it's it folds up, and it's like travel, except this one's sticking to the lace. No. There we go. And here is the bracelet that she wore with her necklace. Isn't that just beautiful? And again, I put a charm chain hanging off the bracelet there. So that goes with that. And then in here, in these little pages here, are some more treasures. Oops. It's coming out. Maybe I'll put another bulb pin in there. Okay. So this here is over 100-year-old lace, and it does tear very easy. Just be mindful of that. So here in this pocket, it's just very old. So in this entire set is vintage and antique lace and trims and things. Okay, so in this little pocket, we have her ring that she wore. Isn't that just beautiful? There's many diamonds on the sides there. So pretty. So she wore this on her travels. So let me put the bulb pin back in here just real quick. And then on this page and this page, she put her stick pins, and they're not permanent. She just wanted to bring some pins if she needed to pin her corset or anything to her dress or anything. So she wanted to bring some pins and extra sparkly pieces there. Let me see if I can get it closer. So these are pinned, and I did sew here. So these are the beautiful pins, and there's just an earring back on both stick pins here to hold it in place. So just be careful there. And then on this last page, or pocket, is this beautiful bracelet. Can you guess what favorite color Anna liked? Is this beautiful bracelet. So there's many cameos inside of this bracelet. Beautiful, beautiful color there, isn't it? I love that. So this is, all the jewelry is very wearable. So you can wear it whenever you wish. And the ring, I do believe, is Swarovski crystals and sterling silver. Okay, so there that is. I hope that you like that. So just slide your jewelry in here and then put your pin at the top. And then I'll show you how to fold it. So you can see where I have sewn it here to make that pocket there. And then this one here, I just put the necklace in and then left this out. All right, so let's fold her up. So put your pages and pockets this way. And we are going to fold this one in first. So just go a little over the sewing there. And then flip your pages back this way and fold this in this way. And then fold it over again. And fold it over again. So this is a beautiful antique lace here. So pretty. And then, let me make sure I didn't. Okay, that's the bracelet. That's the right side. Okay, so then I'm going to put the applique here and the little wedding bouquet here. And then I just tie the chiffon on here. Now this is a big, gigantic journal. I do believe I've done one other big journal, but this one is even bigger. And it took so long to put together. Every piece was put together with thought and purpose and with love and labor of love, right? So I hope that you like Anna's jewelry, little jewelry pouch here, and the little treasures that are put inside the purse. So let's go ahead and put these back in here. So she fits beautifully right in there, and she's nice and soft. So let's put these two over here. So just close it up and put down the lace bow there for the closure. So I hope that you like that so far. And I'm going to need some room here, so I'm going to have to move Anna's purse. Okay, so this is so fun. So I'm going to have to zoom way out for this one. Okay, so I zoomed all the way out 0.6. So this is as far as it goes. And I had to turn off my flash. So my light. So let's go ahead and open this up. So this is the bride journal here. And I do believe that this is tied with a yard of vintage. I think it's a yard. I know it's vintage, double-sided satin ribbon. No, this is longer than a yard. I bet this is a yard and a half of ribbon. Isn't that gorgeous color? So I will get the flash turned back on because the light, because you can see better. And then here is another wedding bouquet, and I did glue satin ribbon all the way down just for protection, really. I don't want anything poking you. So these are vintage wedding, actual wedding flowers, and so was the other one. They're all vintage and tied with double bow at the top with this gorgeous lace, the same lace as the other bouquet. Isn't that pretty? So pretty to me. These are gorgeous, gorgeous flowers here, and it's quite big too, you know. So it's so pretty. This would be pretty sitting in a vintage vase in your craft area or something. It'd be so pretty. All right, so that is on top of the journal, and wrapped around the journal set, is a vintage wedding veil, and it is huge. Okay, it is huge. Let me move this huge journal. So this wedding, hold on a minute. I can't believe how huge that is. So you get this wedding veil. It is a lot. It is gorgeous. And they did, somebody either machine sewed, but it looks hand sewn in to me, not machine sewn. This beautiful dainty lace on the edge on the entire thing. And it is super soft and super beautiful. So Anna wanted to, she wanted this veil. So this is her veil that she picked out for her wedding. So we will put that over there. And this thing is huge. It's not even going to fit in the camera. So this is what we're going to do just for now. Okay, so this is more vintage wedding flowers, natural color. I had to tie it in, and I tied more ribbon around the flowers so they wouldn't fall out, and it's tied to the lace with chiffon and ribbon. So this is the wedding arch that she chose for her wedding. There's beautiful Anna. And this is just beautiful vintage chiffon draping down the arch. And gosh, it won't, this is huge, this is big. Okay, so I'm gonna measure it here in just a second. So here are 2 brooches. This is fabric, and I did not take the backing off, so you could leave it as it is or remove it out. But the patina on this picture, because it's antique, I love this brown up here. It matches the beautiful flowers in the wedding arch. And this, these are brooches chained together here, and then an antique applique underneath it, draping down. But I loved the patina, and tea-dyed parchment paper wrapped around the entire journal. And I gathered in the lace all over as I sewn around the journal. So it's beautifully made. And here is the 3-inch spine, and I actually needed probably a 4 or 5-inch spine, and it is a 3 signature. And I like to tie laces together to make it even tighter for the signatures. And here is the back. You can see where I gathered the lace. So I bunched it up in the front and back, and it's hanging off beautifully off the journal. And let's take a look at the side here. And here is the side. It's so hard to see. This is going to be funny showing this. And then this beautiful vintage tablecloth from wonderful Roxanne on Etsy. Wonderful lady, Roxanne is. I love her dearly. And beautiful tablecloth here. Just stunning. So this thing, let's measure. So remember that this is all tied in with satin ribbon and chiffon to make it look like a wedding arch with vintage wedding flowers, okay? So let's go ahead and measure this. Now this is a huge journal. So I'm not going to measure the lace. It's 9 by 11.5. Huge. With a 3-inch spine, needed to be bigger. I wish I'd done a 5-inch spine for this journal, but it's okay. So on the side here is all your goodies. So here you can see the lace, and then the parchment paper and cardstock there, thick cardstock with more of that antique lace. And then I pinned in my beautiful chiffon, vintage chiffon, with this closure here. And so just it's you could see where I did this here. All right, so I'm gonna try my hardest to show this here. Okay, so on the inside is beautiful, I forget what you call this, but it's beautiful soft fabric, and I did put a trim on the spine, and you can see the closure over here. This is huge. I can't believe it's not fitting in. Oh man. Okay. So I did stencil gold on a bunch of pages, and everything is washi taped. So here I made a clip with a corset stamp here. And all the appliques are either vintage or antique, okay? So that gets clipped here. Actually, let's do that there. And then here is old antique lace here. It is just gorgeous. And I have that folded over the paper there. Let me see if I can pull this down. Oh my gosh, it's so big. And here, with this clip, I will put the ephemera back in later. So here is, you could just pull this off here. And inside are some samples, applique samples of Anna's wedding dresses. Isn't that just pretty? So we have that one there. Look at the, ooh-wee. And then this one here is quite long, but I love how old the sequins is getting on it. See the patina on them is beautiful. So you get that there. And she put it inside of this. And here's the front side. So this is my ephemera here. When I get to the ephemera that I borrowed from Anna and Roz, I will let you know. And I also made my own digitals for this journal set, and I was debating on putting them in Etsy or not, so just let me know. When I get there, I'll show you, and let me know if you want me to put them in my Etsy. Alright, so everything is coffee dyed, tea dyed, okay. And then I put this clip on here like this and put it down. Alright, so here's some vintage music paper that I stenciled gold. And in this parchment paper bag, Anna put her aunt. So just some black Swiss dot tulle there. It is beautiful. This is a very old cabinet card here. And some French antique book papers and 1891. So this is in 1890 and 1891, this journal set, and this pearl charm here. So these are the dresses that they wore. This is authentic paper from Paris 1890s. All these papers in here are. And here is a vintage chiffon pocket that I put, and a vintage hanky here. It's very clean and beautiful. And I looped in here some gorgeous wedding pieces in here throughout the whole journal. And here's a charm here. And inside are some more treasures. Alrighty, so tied up in a bow here, just slide it off, wrapped up with some antique lace here. And inside her parchment bag that she saved on her travels is a bunch of pearls and rhinestone pieces. Let's take a look at some of them here, but it is quite a bit. So let me see. Try and get some of the rhinestone bits in here. Okay, so here are some of the pieces. Some are rhinestones and everything that you want to play with, right? So that's what you get in that. And then in here are the satin dress pieces that she decided. This is one of the wedding dresses she was thinking about getting, and this is from Quintessential Home here, and it's printed out on fabric. This is one of the sample wedding dresses that she went to France and Italy to choose, okay? And then these are the 2 sample pieces that she was thinking about getting her custom wedding dress done with. One is very old. So this one did not have any appliques on it, and Anna really wanted one with appliques. So, and wrapped in that is this beautiful authentic piece here. I love the parasol over here. And then on this side is this piece here. And what I did was just glue them together. So then I have it wrapped in here. So lots of fun treasures, right? Just tucked snugly in there. Snugly. Oh, I'm so glad to be showing this today. I've been getting so excited to show this. Okay. And everything drapes down beautifully in this journal set. And then you can see the washi tape where I washi tape the pages in. And then in this here is some ephemera. This is my ephemera. So wrapped with this beautiful chiffon from Janet. So pretty. It's like a champagne color. This is David and Anna. And I just collaged. So what I did was I tea-dyed the back, and then I stenciled it, and then I collaged it with French book pages and washi. And then I washi taped the same flowers that are on the front of the journal. And then here's this piece. And then I washi taped this very, very antique. I do believe it's 1820 Italian book pages here. And I just washi taped it to the back of this. And then inside is this beautiful wedding arch she took a picture of. That's just darling. Now this is Quintessential Homes picture as well. So pretty. Just gorgeous. And then I just have that here with the bow over. Gorgeous silk chiffon tie. Just gorgeous. And I did some French stamping on the edge of the page. And then on this is my ephemera. I just did some and there's this quintessential homes pictures too. Isn't that just stunning? This is her picture as well. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so that gets tucked up in there. And then here is an authentic antique lace from France. It's a sample and it's quite big. It is huge. If you can see the pattern, it is so pretty. And I have it tucked in and pulled on the other side. Okay, here's my digital that I made just for this journal set. It looks like line paper lines, but it's not. It's almost like dots. And I washi taped it. Washi taped it. I put washi tape there with my grid paper here, and then I just put seam binding. And these are actually pockets in here. So you could put something in there if you want to. So that would be one of the pictures in my set. So here's the middle first signature, and here is the other digital that I have made to go along with this. I wanted antique looking teapot with roses, and I wanted black and white. So that's her planner for her wedding, right? And then on the back side is the other lined paper that goes along with that shorter one, but this is a full picture. So you don't see the bottom of her dress as you do with this one. So I made this one thinner. So this is black and white, and it goes with this one and this one. Now here are these beautiful antique authentic shoes. Roz is selling them in her Etsy shop, and she let me use this picture. Thank you so much. I was searching for real antique shoes. So these are Anna's wedding shoes she wore on her wedding. Aren't those, well, the ones that she chose for her wedding. So beautiful. And I think they're still available on her Etsy. I will link it. Gorgeous. Here's the other side of that gorgeous lace. So pretty. Love it. And then here is a lace ruffle, and the way it drapes down the page is so pretty. Now you can actually stand up this journal on your desk or shelf, or lay it down, whatever. It'd be so pretty sitting on a table. All right, this piece here, I made this charm and this tassel and that gorgeous vintage applique. And, okay, wrapped in here are the other dress samples. And here is this. Remember Paris fashions from the 1890s. Okay, so here are her sample pieces from the wedding dresses she really fell in love with. So this one has, it's antique here, and it has slight pink in it. And this is kind of like a blush pink wedding dress, and this is all done on fabric. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh my gosh, beautiful. So that was one. And so there's 8 wedding dresses. So think about, which one did Anna choose for her wedding? Just guess. So the first one was just the satin one at the beginning of the journal. So that's number 2. This is number 3. Look at this lace here. And I just chose the lace that went pretty close with the wedding dress. Isn't that gorgeous? These are beautiful pictures from Quintessential Home here on YouTube. Wait till you check out her YouTube. I listen to the music. It's so inspiring. And then when she did this video, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. Isn't that gorgeous wedding dress? So this is all done in fabric. You can leave it the way it is, or, you know, you can make little ephemera pieces for yourself or for your journal. Okay, and then here's this piece. Well, the applique is kind of hiding it, isn't it? Remember, these are all vintage and antique laces and appliques in here. Isn't that just beautiful? Just stunning. The wedding dress is just beautiful. And then this one here. Isn't that just stunning? It's gorgeous. And this one here. Chandelier in the fireplace and the blue chair. Isn't that gorgeous? Just stunning. Absolutely gorgeous pictures. Beautiful. Alrighty. Oops. Just throwing you around, aren't I? Okay, this journal is huge. I love it. And you know, okay, so you just take the paper clip off here and tied with this antique lace here, which is just stunning. Let's take this off. It's just a couple of ephemera pieces here. It's just this vintage ledger paper. The edge of it, I love that loop part. And then this piece here, I love the corset. And I just have it like this. And then this beautiful antique lace. I mean, don't pull on it. It will fall apart. So, and then this envelope here, and then you can flip it, and then some lace here, and this. Now, I do believe this is, I don't remember the name. And then this piece here. Isn't she pretty? Paris, spring, 1896. So let's tuck her back in here. And then I just put the lace in like this. And then I just tuck this in here like this. I want to put everything back. Okay. Isn't that a beautiful page? So pretty. And then some music paper, more gold stenciling. And here's a Quintessential Homes picture again. Isn't that just stunning? Beautiful. All right, just with a paper clip here. Oops, I looped it in there. And then here, I had a couple of these in this journal set. This antique lace would be beautifully hand sewn in the corner of a big journal or a pocket. I just think it's gorgeous. Look at that. So I have it tucked inside here. And then here is another picture from Quintessential. And then inside is just an envelope with a card here. I can get it out. And it has a rose. It's so pretty. So that is so pretty there. And that just goes into the glassine bag there. And then tucked on the side of this page here are some French book pages. And then I made this cameo pin, clip, whatever you want to call it. But it's an antique, I would say it's antique or vintage. I'm not quite sure because I got it from Roxanne. But she's sitting there. She's so pretty. And it is quite small. So I was trying to bring it up close for you to see. But it's so pretty. And I just collaged it on this and tied a bow on the side and hung some pearls. And it's backed with a doily, and then I put a hairpin through there. And it's pretty flat. So it works out really well on the side like this. It's so pretty to me. Why is that? Oh, it's stuck on the doily. Well, we don't need to be stuck on the doily. Okay. And then here's some more of that antique lace. And this is a flip out. And here's the other side of the page. And we are finished with the first signature. So here we are on the second signature. And here's some more of that vintage tablecloth. And on the side here, is a vintage chandelier, and this is glass. So Anna picked this up at in France. Isn't that pretty? So I just put it on a pearl chain there. And I think I'm going to leave it hanging there. Here's some Swiss dot tulle that's been tea dyed. And I did some stenciling here. And French book pages. Paris fashions from 1890s. And here is tea dyed tulle, and this is very old over here. This is some beautiful embroidered lace, and it's gathered right here, and I put a beautiful brooch in there, pinned in there to hold it into the pages. So here is some more samples that Anna put together in her journal. And this is another picture from Quintessential Home. It is just gorgeous. So I just printed it off big and just vintaged it up. But that is a venue, a wedding venue that Anna chose. And I put washi tape here and put more Italian 1820 book pages here. And then more chiffon silk there. And these old sample laces here. This is just incredibly old. Be very delicate antique lace samples here. And then I just put that behind the book pages in the bow, the silk chiffon there to kind of keep it safe. And then I just tied it up. And then over here are the wedding invitations that Anna put together. Here is one with an envelope. It's that same rose. And another one, smaller, without a rose. And this is pretty cool. So here's the envelope to hold all this in. And in the paper clip, now I made this digital here. This is David and Anna's wedding invitation, and I made this print here. I put it together, and I put David and Anna, September 8th, Sunday at 8 p.m. on 123 Hummingbird Lane in France there. So this is the invitation, and it's like a real light baby blue. And I also collaged this too. And then it comes with a big card back there too as well. So it comes with all kinds of things just in this little part here. So fun to play with. So fun. Okay. And I have the lace draped onto the other page and on the side over here. So there's that pocket, brooch, and antique lace there. And here is antique wedding dress there. And more beautiful papers there. And tucked up here, I've had this ephemera. And this is a, so this is another picture from Quintessential. And here is a smaller picture of those real antique authentic shoes there from an Etsy shop, and I'll leave a link for that. And this is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Some French book papers back there, vintage book papers. So pretty. And then back here, and this is all Quintessential home. Her pictures. Look at that. I just printed it out. I love that wallpaper. And then this one here. Same flower from the front of the journal. That's another wedding table venue. And this is the one she chose. So pretty. Gorgeous pictures. Love to work with this. And finally make my own digitals. I just don't know if I want to sell them. Okay, so inside this glycine bag here, did some stenciling. Are 1, 2, 3 vintage wedding dress appliques, and this is from a sleeve. And if I took off the satin, the beads would have fallen off, and I didn't want that. I mean, look how pretty that is. And then this is an applique, this little tiny piece here, and then another little tiny piece here. Isn't that pretty? Oh, there's pearls falling. And then some sample pearls that she chose in an organza bag. And then it's just tied around an envelope and some French antique book paper, okay? So then I just have that in here with the pearls hanging out, because I just think it's beautiful. Just to look at the pearls hanging there. What do you think? See, they just hang off the page there. Alright, so here is some authentic papers as well. Well, it's all authentic in here. This Journal de Damsels. It's beautiful book pages. And then here, just is what I put in my journals when you purchase them from me. So I just took a snapshot of Anastasia, so that's Anna's friend, right? Then here's just a flip out with some vintage music sheet and this beautiful applique that I did washi tape, okay, to hold it down. I thought it looked really pretty, and then I put a charm here. I made this charm with, this came off of a vintage jewelry piece. Let me see. All right, so here you could see the charm that I made here. Isn't that pretty? I do believe besides the spacers, they're all from Vintage Jewelry Pieces. So I just purchased those too, just for this. I bumped right into it. Okay. Okay, here we go. So here's a Battenberg doily up here. And with a clip, if I can, this is Vintage Jewelry Pieces as well. It's quite long. And it has these little beads dangling from it. And it's quite long. They're so pretty. Just wait till you see this in person. It is just gorgeous. And I have it flipped to the top of the page on this clip. And there's, so it's at the top of the clip, okay? And this is a Battenberg doily here. And in this clip is just some of my copied papers here. Lined paper, graph paper, and I just copied it in black and white. And then I tea dyed it. And wrapped around in chiffon is Anna. The same picture on the front of the journal. And wrapped around with a vintage chiffon. I think this is from the Graphics Fairy. So is that other one. Chalkboard. And it's just beautiful. And some of this handmade paper from Hobby Lobby. I love it. I need more. And I thought it just looked beautifully collaged onto this paper with beautiful Anna. Look at the patina at the top of this antique picture here. It is so pretty. And it's printed out on fabric. All the antique Anna pictures are printed out on fabric, okay? And the dresses. And on the back side is Anna as well. So she is so pretty. I love her. It's fabric, so you can play. All right, so on this fold out here, just like the other one, that had my signature card when you purchase my journals, are some French samples. Lace, made in France, antique samples here, lace samples, beautiful. So I do believe you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here they are. They're so pretty, and I love to share. I love to share vintage and antique. They have such beautiful character to them. They're so pretty. And the softness and the color. And it's just gorgeous. Just to feel them. It might be 8. So these are all the lace samples that she chose for the bottom of her dress. And this one here. And around her waist. And on the edge of her sleeves on her gown, if she chose sleeves. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7. I might have to put another one in there. So this is, you know, just like on the other page where Anastasia was. And then I have it like that to protect your laces. And then paper clipped. And you know what? Hold on a minute. Look, these came in just in time. Let's put a clip in instead. Or would that, you know what? That might make the journal too much bigger. So let's not do that. That might rip That might rip this page, and I don't want to do that. Okay. So pretty. And here is a poem. It's so pretty. And then a glycine bag here. And inside, oh yes, there's this charm. Let's look at this first. Here's some Italian book pages. So pretty. Isn't that beautiful? I love it so much. Love it. With some vintage music paper. That is put in here. And then here is more of that silk chiffon. And you just slide it off. And more of that Italian book page, washi taped, and inside is some French book pages. Isn't that beautiful? Just have it like this, and then tucked in here like this. And then this is some ephemera I've already had. I have no idea where I got it from. And then I put this wallpaper together as well as this one throughout the whole entire journal. And inside is my digital as well. This is, 8.5 by 11 papers, but I ripped it and it's black and white. I love the vintage looking roses. And I made just little book pages. And then I washi taped a key paper pouch and put some of that antique lace and then just tucked in some ephemera in here. So it's so good to be here, and it's so good to see everyone. Wish I could really see you all. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Okay. I can see your names. That makes me happy. And then I stenciled that there. Then over here is some, I do believe this is not vintage here, but it's so pretty. I had to put it here. I just had to do it. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and change this clip real quick from this black one to my new clips that I have here. New vintage clips. Let me just drop that in the back. Nice stamp there. And then back here, what just fell? This. So inside this parchment paper is tea-dyed wedding dress lace and a few trims. This one here is just gorgeous. Look at this. This is glass beads here. With this, gosh, it's pretty. And I did glue the edges with craft glue, so it's soft and you can't even tell. And it won't fall apart anymore. And this was on top of the glycine bag. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And then more of this trim here. And this gorgeous trim I used on Bella Blue. I think this was the last of it. This vintage lace here. It was quite long. And I have it clipped on the other side of that clip there. Oops. Okay. Here is my digital here. And I added washi tape to make a big pocket. And I even put the washi tape on the bottom. And it is back-sided here. So, and then on the inside is more of the planner, the weekly planner that Anna needed to do for her wedding. So here it is. See if I can get it up close. This is a teacup with chocolate macaroons, to-do list, weekly planner, and here's the vintage style teapot with rose. So that's up close, and you can make these look vintage, right? That's what I was thinking. And then I made a pocket. I wish I could have more light. Hopefully it's light enough in here for you. And then I just have that paper clipped there. And then on this one here, I did a charm here. Not a beautiful picture. This thing is just huge. French book pages here. Alright, and then here on in this pocket, so just slide off the bow, and then here's this gorgeous applique. Another picture of Anna printed on fabric with some vintage applique there. And then on the back side of the picture, I just put washi tape to hold down the key pocket again, just like in there. And then I just put some ephemera in here. So here's a frame with this beautiful lady here. Let's see. So we got the frame, beautiful lady, just some little ephemera pieces there, that beautiful flower stamp there, and this little piece here. And I do believe this is a sticker. I do believe. It's been so long, I just don't remember anymore what half of my ephemera is anymore. So I figured it would just be fun to put it in here. With a frame around the beautiful lady. And that's just washi tape, so it can be removed if you want to remove it. And then this over this. I believe we're almost finished with the second signature. Oh my goodness. Now, this here, there's a little tear here, but this is antique, so, you know, they're both antique. Little stenciling up here. And here is the Lord's Prayer in French, with some beautiful appliques there. So I did have that here, and there is an applique on the back side of that clip up there as well. My gosh, you about can't see everything. And then here is more of that antique lace. And then here, we're almost to that. We're almost, are we? No, we are on the third signature. When did we get on the third signature? No, we didn't. Oh, this is the start of the third signature. Right after the clip, this is the third signature. Okay. So much to look at. All right, so here's another beautiful pocket here. And another hanky here with a rose and embroidery. And inside is a little journal. Just kind of lift up on the pocket so it doesn't snag onto the same flowers that are on the front cover. So here I did some collaging, and that's Anna on fabric, parchment paper, and handmade paper. tied with this beautiful lace. And same flower there. And just some fun papers in here. Here is that over 100-year-old lace with a beautiful rhinestone pin there. This is like a peachy pink color. It's old. It's so pretty. And I have it with a brad with just lots of little sample papers here. Tucked inside this envelope. This is my ephemera as well. Is Anna's dressing vanity there with some French book pages. Antique. They're so pretty. I love them. And my lace paper. Now this is quite fun here. Okay, so bring this over, and inside that pocket there, I just have this homemade paper. And these French papers have Antoinette in there. And some of that antique applique that's the same as in the purse. And this is quite fun. So this book page folds out this way. And then it folds back this way. So fold it, flip it up. So let's do that again. So you come this way, pull it out of the pocket, flip it down, flip it back over. There's that beautiful, authentic piece. And then you can flip it this way. Isn't that fun? And then that's the Anna's little notebook there. She brought with her on her travels, so she could write down what she needed and what she wanted for her wedding. And over here, this is Quintessential Homes again. Isn't that a beautiful wedding cake? Oh my gosh. And here's more wedding cake venues to choose from. Isn't that just gorgeous? Gorgeous pictures. Love. I love this one. I love them all. And then here are some more wedding venues. Isn't that beautiful, the wedding arch? So she was trying to pick between this color and the French blue. Okay, so here is a flip out. You could flip it out this way, or you could turn it in, whatever you wish. Inside is just some fun goodies, okay? So in here was her room key to one of the hotels that they let her keep. This beautiful piece of ephemera here. And says L. There's the key. And that just gets tucked in there. I'll do that in a little while. And then over here, I do believe is her hotel ledger. So some more beautiful fashion there. And where she stayed at the hotel. Just a beautiful ledger paper there. I'm trying to remember how this went here. That's funny. It has been a long time. Looks like, yes, there we go. We got it. We got it. And I will close that up in a little bit. And then over here is a cameo with more French vintage paper there. So I made this cameo. Usually I do cameo clips, then I put a jump ring and these beautiful beads in this tassel. And it is backed with a doily and a rhinestone hair clip. Now this is vintage cameo here. So that is a pretty big clip, isn't it? And I just have it pinned on the side of the page. Well, that wasn't a very good pin, was it? There we go. And a glycine bag here. Here's the blue Venue. Antique applique. And French book pages. Gosh, they're so pretty. I love antique. Anna does too. Searching for her beautiful wedding. And then I think I had this on here. All right, so see how big this is. All right, so since we're on the last signature, Anna, everything in the last signature is what she chose in her, for her wedding here. So in this glycine bag, she loves this lace. And these are the rose petals that they are going to throw on the way out in the wedding. They're real rose petals, and they smell like fruity rose petals. They're very pretty, but it's very light scent. You can't even, it almost smells like Fruity Pebbles. It's the natural scent of the rose petals. So then she put this here, and just pin this back in here. I don't want to lose the spot. Actually, no, I got to keep that off. Okay. Okay. So up here at the paper clip, and washi tape some fabric roses down here. Here is where the wedding is, and I love this staircase. This is quintessential homes picture as well. I love the chandelier and the stairway up to the door. I love it. And then I put my roses back here, and I might put this wallpaper in my Etsy shop with the other pink one, but I'm not sure yet. And then just some book pages there. So I have this folded over here, and her rose petals that she chose to throw at the end of the wedding. So pretty. And then here is the wedding dress that she has chose. hold on a minute. So this is printed out on fabric and washi taped to another page. And this is the wedding dress that she chose, the one with the blue chair and the chandelier and the fireplace. And here's some of the appliques from the wedding dress there. So that's, and then I have the applique pinned in. Okay, so it is removable, just in case you want to decorate it or anything, okay? So that's always nice. And then, gosh, this thing is huge. Alrighty, we are almost done. I can't believe we're almost done. Such a big journal set. Okay, here's that other side of the glycine bag here. So here's that other corner. I call it a corner because I think it would look so pretty, you know, put in a big journal set. I think I have 2 more for myself, but those are antique there. And here, wrapped with old thread here, is just a tag that I washied on both sides and wrapped around the Italian book pages. Now, I do believe 1, 2, 3, so it's actually 6 of them. They're still together, intact. So there are 6 Italian antique 1820. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I do believe I bought that from Brenda right here on YouTube. She does live sales. Need more. Love it. And then here is the song that they chose to play in their wedding. Standing on the Promises. Now this is an antique 1886 song, and it's actually antique song, Standing on the Promises. So there's music paper there, and on the back side is Praise the Lord, wrapped with antique Chantilly lace. So that is a real music sheet there. It is so beautiful. Alright, so here's another little booklet that she brought with her. And inside this music paper is a pocket, and I stenciled a rose and some French book pages there. And inside this glycine bag is this beautiful rosette trim, and it is vintage. And there's quite a bit of it in there. And that's just inside this pocket. More of this antique book pages there, and some of my lace paper, tea-dyed paper there. Now, I did glue the spine of this paper to the spine of this paper, okay? This beautiful antique applique there. Just pinned in on some papers with a brad. And then in this pocket here is more of that rose trim. It's the same as the cream trim that I just showed you, but this matches the beautiful color of the cashmere. And some of my lace papers here. And then that's just the end of the little book, the booklet there. So I hope that you like her. Tucked in this beautiful antique lace. This is filet lace from my mom. And here is another charm that I made. This is all from vintage necklace pieces. You'll love the beads. They are beautiful. And then this piece here. So pretty. Gorgeous antique filet lace here. It's beautiful. I have the other piece. I'm going to hang on to it. And then we are down to the last few pages. Can you believe it? And then this beautiful piece here. You can see this beautiful book page. So pretty. And then we are on the last page, and there's a big ruffle piece of this over 100-year-old antique lace. It's so pretty and so old. It's so scrumptious. I love it so much. I'm so thankful that you all stopped by to hang out with me today to look at this gorgeous journal. Let's go ahead and flip this big mama over. I thank you all for being here with me today, doing the flip through of the bride, of the wedding that they were preparing for, Anna. And I thank you all for being here, and thank you, Anna, and thank you, Roz, for your gorgeous pictures. Thank you for letting me use these in my journal set. And don't forget, everyone, that I will leave links to the Etsy's and the YouTube channels that helped me, that let me use the pictures in this journal. So I thank you, ladies, and I thank you, everyone, for being here with me today. I can't thank you enough. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. You all are all dear to my heart. So thank you, and have a beautiful, blessed day. And the bride will be available in my Etsy shop with everything that you've seen in the video. Anna's evening purse and all the beautiful things. So, and beautiful treasures, right? So I thank you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.